What's going on, guys? Welcome to the episode of Each Games, and today I'll be doing a top 10 video on my original Xbox games. Now this list, as well as the others, was very hard to pick, just because I played a lot of the Xbox when I was younger. It was actually my first system I actually ever played, and my first system I ever owned when I was a kid. So it was actually a lot more difficult than I realized. I thought it was going to be pretty easy, but after looking at everything I have, it was actually pretty difficult. I know I say that for the others, but going with a system that I actually had, my first system I ever had, was actually pretty difficult. So, but anyway, here I have my top 10 I chose, and over here I also have some runner-ups. They're also really great games, but didn't quite make the list. But I think there's a lot of really awesome gems in here. So I'll get started with number 10. So number 10 we have here is a game called Hunter the Reckoning. Basically, you choose from, I think, four different characters, and it's a third-person, almost top view, but more angled-wise, a hack-and-slash game. You face zombies, vampires, bosses, I forget what else. There's something else, but there's kind of a storyline to it. I didn't really get into it that much. I played it bits and pieces here and there. There is a four-player split screen mode on here as well, which is actually pretty interesting. Um, but other than that, there's really nothing else I could really say about it. It is good though, considering it, being a little on the old side, especially for Xbox wise. But it's actually pretty good. I think they made a sequel to this. I'm not sure, but I think there's a sequel to it. But anything more than $5. I wouldn't say anything more than that. I have seen new in box for 30, 35-ish on eBay. I haven't seen one in a long time, so I don't know if that price has gone up or down, but that's about range-wise. But definitely a really good gem to pick up. I don't think people talk about it, but it's definitely a really nice gem. So, and number 10 is Hunter the Reckoning. I'll put it over here. Okay. Coming at number 9 is a game called Gladius. Really awesome game. If anyone's a fan of Skyrim, this is definitely a really awesome game. Better than Oblivion. Just for side note, I did not like Oblivion. I think it sucked really bad. But Gladius, basically, sorry about that. You choose character, name them whatever you want, and basically it's kind of like Skyrim, but it also has the point of I think it's like so long, or after so many missions or something, you go in the dome, and it's like gladiator stuff, like one-on-one or like different battles and whatnot. I don't really know anything else to it. I literally just started this like a week ago, and I haven't touched it in a while because of work and whatnot. But anything more than $5. I have seen it gone up a little bit sometimes, and other times it went down. So the most I've seen was 15. I don't think anything more than that. I know the GameCube one is a little more on the expensive side than the Xbox version, but anything more than 15 is overpriced. So definitely a really good game if you like Skyrim or Oblivion. I still don't like Oblivion, but it's a pretty good game. It's definitely worth taking a look at. So at number 9 is Gladius. Okay. All right, coming in another is a game that actually one of my first games I ever played, and I'm glad I still actually have the actual copy. Is Grand Theft Auto 3, the Xbox collection. This was the very first game I actually ever played on the Xbox. Besides Vice City, that was like the second, but this was actually the very first one I ever played. I still play it from time to time just to mess around. I still remember using the Rhino tank and using the flying cheat, and you would turn your turret to the back end, and if you would fire it, your tank would just start soaring into the air. I used to love doing that. I still mess around in it, doing that stuff or whatever. I have beaten the game countless times. What's also cool is that I haven't seen this game recently, but it still has the poster to it, which I think is a really awesome poster. I never did hang it up. And then there's the back end, shows like everywhere you can go and whatnot. So So it's definitely an awesome game to check out. Probably most people have played it by now because it's so common, especially for PlayStation 2. It's actually very common. That game's like worth like 2 cents. The Xbox version goes a little more expensive, just because of the graphics wise of the Xbox was a little better than PlayStation. So $7. I've seen it go for complete in box. I have not seen one, so I have no idea what to like price wise. I have no idea. If I took a guess, maybe like 30 ish. PlayStation probably like 20, 25. I have seen that complete in box, sealed and whatnot. So, but definitely an awesome game if you haven't played it yet. There's a ton of cheat codes in it. Standard wise, it's not as great as 5 and possibly 4, but it's still a great game. I still recommend it to most people. So, excuse me for that. So, coming in number 8 is Grand Theft Auto 3. All right. Coming number 7 is Voodoo Vince. I picked this game up about 2 years ago. I played it for about an hour and a half, and then I stopped. So basically, you're Vince right here at the corner, and basically you're a voodoo doll. And I think something happens to your creator or maker. I forget. Something happens to her, and she tries to tell you what to do and whatnot. So you go out in the world, and it's almost like a Mario game. You know, you jump, you attack. What makes this game funny is that after so long, if you defeat enemies, they drop magic balls, like little pellets. I don't forget what they're called. And basically, when you collect enough of them, sorry about that. When you collect enough of them, your meter goes up. When your meter's full, if you hit it, I think it was the black button or the white button or one of those buttons. You click on it, your character doesn't move. So say like he takes like the pin and like I don't know, stabs himself in the butt. Let's say all your enemies will get stabbed in the butt. Well, actually, as I think about it, if you could tell, he's like stabbing himself right now, and all the enemies are getting hit. So basically, whatever damage you do to yourself, you do to other people. So which actually is pretty awesome. Because I think there's like 100 different ways you can like basically kill yourself. I know there's one with a what is it? A chainsaw, and with the chainsaw, you I don't know. I think you panic or something for like a second, and then the chainsaw just appears and just cuts you in half, and you just fall over in half, and then you just reset to normal, and then your enemies literally just get cut in half, and then they die. So it's literally whatever you do to yourself, they get it. So it was actually pretty awesome. Um, I do have to say though, for a side note, I have been looking online lately for this, and apparently they're thinking about doing a remake of this game on Xbox One. It might come out sometime next year. Um, I don't know if it actually will come out because there's been a lot of rumors of other games coming out or remakes, and I have not heard anything else about them. They come and go, so there might be a possibility of this coming back. If there is, I don't know. I might be tempted to get one just to play that, but I don't know. It's depending if they will or not, and it's kind of early to say if they're going to or not right now. So, but definitely an awesome game. If you want to kill yourself and have other people join your in your pain, this is a good game. So, coming in number 7 is Voodoo Vince. Oh, by the way, price wise, have anywhere between $7 to $10. The way it is, complete in box. I have not seen, and it's only an Xbox exclusive, so kind of bummer you PlayStation people. But number 7 is Voodoo Vince. Coming in number 6, this was actually a very fun game of mine. I used to adore this game. I've played hundreds and hundreds of hours into, and that would be MX Unleashed. Now, considering all the MX games that have been out, including versus ATV and Untamed, and I don't know what else is out there, all the other ones, I still say the original one is the best one. I've played all the other ones, and it just doesn't seem the same. This one feels like the original has it all. It's same thing. Anyone who's did dirt biking, they know what it's like. Basically, you're on dirt bikes. You race. You can race outside or in the dome. There's a career mode. You go through so many races, and you try to get first place as many times as you can, because then your rank goes up. When your rank goes up, you unlock stuff. Earning you points earns you extra tracks. What else is there? Tracks inside, outside, and then my favorite mode was free roam. and that was the best. Like literally, you can have a track that you can go on that you normally race and you can't go out of bounds with, and you can go out of bounds anywhere you want until the end. And my favorite place was Mount Talk. Was it called Mount Talk? Mount Took? I think it was Mount Talk. Mount Talk Mountain or something like that. And basically, if you go over the last boundary and you just keep going straight, you hear a rumbling, and when it rumbles, it like shoots you like a cannon backwards, and your guy like falls off like your bike, and he just soars in the air, and then he just crashes somewhere. I used to do that so many times. There is secrets in here. You can get a biplane, a helicopter, a dune buggy, a trophy truck, and I think there's a monster truck. So I think the only way to get them is by two ways: by racing and beating them, or two, just buying them with your points you earn through your career, free roam, or whatever. There's also records for time trials. Many points you can. I think I broke the 1 million record in here, which is 1 million points within a certain amount of time. I think it was like 5-6 minutes, so that was actually very difficult. Um, but yeah, definitely an awesome game. I still say this is the better out of all of them. ATV Unleashed versus ATV Unleashed is actually probably the second best, but still, I still say the first one's the best ever. So, coming in number 6 is MX Unleashed. Oh, and price wise, new in box, I've only seen $20 at the most. Out of box, excuse me, anywhere between 3 to 7. I haven't seen anything more than that. So, but like I said, still a good game. So number 6 is MX Unleashed. All right. Coming in number 5 is also another game I've put tons of hours into, and that would be Mech Salt 2 Lone Wolf. I don't have the first one up because I never played really the first one. The second one is where I actually got into. I still say it's an awesome game. I've played it a few times with a couple friends over the years. Definitely an awesome game. If you're into all the sci-fi and mechs stuff, like Transformers, kind of. Basically, you're like the last soldier that knows how to use a mech, and basically, same story. Evil guy comes in. He wants to take over this planet or this solar system, and you try to stop him. That's basically how it plays out. But what makes this game different from the first one is in the first one, you're always in a mech. This one, you can actually get out of your mech and run around, which is not the best thing because you only have 2 bars of health, and only one hit kills you, or getting stepped on kills you. So, but there is a mech suit, which it's like a battle armor suit, which is actually pretty cool. They introduced it. It was actually really fun because I remember there's a way you can like boost onto enemies, and if you claw them and you hit the code on the buttons on your controller, it will eject the pilot, and you can actually get out of the power suit and take over their mech. So that was actually really cool. Ton of power-ups, a lot of destruction. I think there's some missions where you have to steal mechs. Some missions are stealth. Some of you go guns blazing. Some of them try to finish them up fast as you can. There's boss levels. The last boss, I do have to say, is the hardest boss I have ever faced. Literally, I think I got to the end when I was about 12, 13. I didn't beat until I was like 19 because it kept killing me over and over again because I didn't understand how to beat him. So, and then one day I finally decided to pick it up and I beat it, the whole thing in one sitting. So it was worth it. Price wise, haven't really seen this game much. Complete in a box, I've only seen it for $12, maybe 15, and whatever is lower than that. I've seen this game go for about $2 once, so pretty old game, and no one really talks about it anymore. It's definitely a really fun party game. I know there's a 4-player split screen, I'm pretty sure. I think there's somewhere. There's like a 4-player split screen, a 2-player, and it's almost like objectives. So like domination. I think it's capture the flag. I think there's one where they just keep throwing mechs at you, and they get harder and harder as every round goes on, kind of like zombies, except it's like 1 or 2 at a time maybe. So it's definitely an awesome game for friends. The campaign is really awesome. The first one though, I think I recommend the first one if you want to do the storyline because sorry about that. The first one explains what's going on. The second one kind of picks up from that. So probably go with the first one if you want to, but if you want a really awesome game to just jump in immediately and you don't care what's going on, I would recommend the second one. So coming at number 5 is Mech Salt 2 Lone Wolf. Okay. Number 4 was actually a present from a cousin, Pretty sure. Yeah, a cousin of mine, back when I very first got my Xbox, and that'll be Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex. Now, I've already explained it from the GameCube version in my previous videos. I explained how it's the top 10 game. Well, this is the same thing again. It's the top 10. I just love this game to death. You already know how much I love it. I can't express much more love than that. So, coming up first, Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex. All right. Coming number 3 is definitely another game that was actually given to me by my uncle as a present because I did so well in school. And I wish he didn't because after that I've been hooked on since, and that'll be Burnout 3 Takedown. I still say in the Burnout series, I still say Burnout 3 is the best. Maybe Paradise and Revenge are somewhat okay, but I still say Burnout 3 takes it. I grew up with 3 only. I played on the PlayStation 2 a long time ago at someone's house, and then I never really played it again since. And then when I got the Xbox, my uncle wanted me to get me a game, and I asked him for Burnout 3, and apparently they had it. I spent countless hours on it. Awesome party game. First person's fun. There's, I think, almost 100 cars. There's secret cars. There's crash courses. All kinds of stuff. I can't explain how much more there is to this one. Just go and pick it up. It's so worth it. I actually seen this game spike up a little bit in price, especially the Xbox version, like I said, because of the graphics-wise. Inbox, complete, sealed, is actually worth about $35-$40 I've seen before. And I think out of box is like 10. Like 5 to 10-ish. So, definitely an awesome game. I still say it's an awesome game. I still play it all the time. I don't really play on the Xbox anymore because my Xbox is having problems, so I play on the PlayStation 2. But I still say it's an awesome game, so definitely pick this up if you see it. So it's Burnout 3 Takedown. Comes at number 3 on my list. Okay, coming down to the last 2. Now, these 2 are very hard to choose which one's number 1, but one of them had to take number 2, and I'd rather give it to this game. More than anything. But coming in number 2 on my list is Conquer Live and Reloaded. Basically, it's just the same game as Conquer's Bad Fur Day on the original Nintendo 64. It was one of the last games ever released for the 64, and that's why that price is basically $100 plus without just the cartridge, no box, nothing. I was lucky to get the remake of it for the Xbox, and it was Live and Reloaded. It's basically the same game as Conquer's Bad Fur Day. It's the same thing. The only difference is the graphics are different. There's really nothing else to say about this game. This is actually one of the most expensive games in my Xbox collection. I've seen this game go from anywhere between $30 to $120. Luckily, I got mine for only $10. I actually got it. I think it was a yard sale somewhere, and they were selling for $10. So, it's definitely worth it. $30, that was a lot, but, you know, for a game that actually came for 64 that's worth 100 compared to something that's worth only 30, I think I'd rather take the 30 instead. So at number 2 comes Conquer Live and Reloaded. Okay. And number 1 on my list, so nostalgia right now, just even picking it up. So many countless hours on this game. And I'll show you it right now. It would be Crimson Skies, Highway to Revenge. I can't put into words, describe how awesome this game is. I just don't know where to start. Just the storyline to the action. Basically, rundown is you're a pirate, a sky pirate, and basically, I think your blimp gets taken, or something gets taken, and basically now I gotta save the world now, and it's just so much to explain at once, but all it is really dogfighting with different planes and such. I think there's 13 different planes. Yeah, 13 different planes, and there's actually a mini helicopter, which actually really sucks now I remember it. So, but it's an awesome game. Party game-wise, it's awesome with 4 friends. I actually had that chance one time before, and it was amazing. I think there's also a cop one in this one as well, but definitely an awesome game. It's number 1 on my list. This game is the most common game on Xbox. It's actually the original, so it is actually the very first game released for the Xbox, so it actually came with it. But yeah, it's so common. If it was not complete. If it was sealed, it would be worth about let's see, $10. So that's how rare, not rare it is. The way it is now, it's worth like $1. So it's so cheap now because they're everywhere. But number one on the list is Crimson Sky: High Road to Revenge. Well, that's it, guys. That's my top 10 video. I was going to show off a couple of the games that didn't quite make the list, but it was pretty close. So first got here is Blinks, the Time Sweeper, Bloodwake, Halo 2, NCAA March Madness 2005, NBA Street V3, Need for Speed Underground 2, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, NFL Street 2, Outlaw Volleyball Red Hot, Red Dead Revolver, and the last one, House of the Dead 3, which House of the Dead 2 is in as well. So that's it, guys. I'm sorry the video is a little lengthier than I wanted. It's just a lot of memories. He's just looking at the stack right now. I just can't remember, a lot of these games. But, it was a fun down memory lane. And, I might play them in a little while. Who knows? But thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. And like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.